don't lie.
Every time. How we doing, Parker? We are live.
Doing good. How are you, sir?
This video I need. Okay, we already had some guys comment. We're doing good. You're having a very good day, right? Amazing day today.
The best day. High frequency.
Look how happy he is. Look how happy he is today. Yeah, this video is going to be more niche. I've been getting a lot of questions like how to set up pools, etc., etc. Look how happy he is. So this is going to be very, very, very step by step, and we'd love for the audience to come in here to suggest some coins, and we'll show you how to monetize them. So I've been getting a lot of questions on stop storytelling. I'm going to tell you a story, but then I'm going to show you DeFi pools that you could look at for 2026, right? All good?
Sounds good.
Okay. Can we share screen? But guess what? I'm going to tell you a story. So this comment here spurred me on to this. Would you ever do a video on how to find good pools? More technical. And I said, oh, it's on the list. Yeah, GG, I got you. So most people aren't losing because of the market. Most people in DeFi, they don't lose because Bitcoin crashes, right? They lose because they park their assets in bad pools, as you always like to say, Parker. Would you agree?
I would agree. That's the biggest way to lose money.
And this is all about the pools that we're going to show you today, okay? You guys should not be swapping, buying, whatever, right? I want you guys to look at your portfolio as I'm going through this to think about how can I use my existing portfolio that I already hold and put it to work, right? And I've got on here, I know it's a little bit small and that's fine, examples of bad pools. No TVL, no volume, you're not going to make any money, okay? It looks great on paper, but it will blow up in real time. And this is exactly how you guys look, okay? Swapping your Bitcoin, swapping your Ethereum for X piece of shit coin, right? What you want to do is reverse, yes, you can do. What you want to do is reverse engineer it and do the opposite, right? How many times have you seen this, Parker? 2,000% APR, and then it vanishes. How many times have we seen that? So many times, okay? And we seen it actually on Sunday, right? It was one guy, he had $100, it went down to $4, he lost $96 and was panicking. Wow. But his biggest issue was he was in a bad coin that just went down. There's no amount of yield that is going to save you on a bad asset, okay? That's how you look. So we want to take away that and do the opposite, because the goal isn't to find the best APY and the biggest shitcoin that keeps going down. You've missed the point with that game, okay? We're trying to do the opposite. So what I want you guys to do is think about how liquidity pools work, okay? Somebody swaps an asset in cryptocurrency, somebody gets paid, okay? Most people pay the fee. Liquidity providers like me, Parker, and some of you guys out there that have started these, and we get paid, okay? That's how Coinbase get paid. That's how fucking Kraken, KuCoin, MEXC, that's how they get paid. They're the big casino. You guys are playing the casino. So it's like owning, as you said, Parker. Where did I get this from, Parker? Do you know? Do you have any idea?
Oh, probably that newsletter, I would imagine.
Yeah, what's that newsletter called?
The Crypto Council.
Yeah. Basically, he said it's like owning the toll booth. And you can tell I got this from Parker because I don't know what a fucking toll booth is. I don't even know what that means. Yeah, what is that?
Like a toll road?
No idea.
Where you have to like pay to drive on a certain highway?
We don't have that.
America, I guess.
I think that's in London. But most people, or they think about this, is they put the toll booth in the desert. There's no cars. There's no money. It's a bad pool. You guys want to start following the money, okay? Me and Parker have done this for 146 members. It's now 148, I believe. So we're going to show you literally live results from people and are doing this actively right now for free. Okay, we're going to show you how we find the pools that actually pay, that actually last, that actually scale, that are not hype pools, real income pools, and the kind that still work when the market is boring. E.g. the pool that I set up the other day, I've shared with you guys, the Ethereum and USDC pool, I think I shared that with you. It's 23K and it's making about 2.5K per month, right? Because we've seen all the pools, all the pills, whatever you guys want to say my accent says. We've done this over 140 times, okay? And we've basically probably seen it all. This is the pool I shared with you guys last time. It's actually went up to 2.8K per month. This is really why we set this up for the Thailand baby pool, Parker. You kind of forced me to make this, I think you would say. Would you agree?
I wouldn't say I forced you into it, but I think it's a good idea.
You did. You actually told me to 10x this pool, actually, if we're being honest.
Yeah, you're working your way to it.
Yeah, it's cute, right? Cute little pool. But on the real, we always talk about 20 to 30K is the kind of average portfolio that we've seen. Okay, average that we've seen. Some guys are less, some guys are more, but the average that we've seen. Wouldn't it be nice to make 2K to 2.8K to 3K per month when the market's doing nothing? That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah,
And that's what we're going to log for
easily.
you. All right, let's go. Morning from California. Can you do? Oh, there's one for you, Parker. Let's start with that. Can you do
Oh
Walrus?
no.
Which I'm guessing is Walrus. So we had this question before. Walrus is an interesting, like I said, this is going to be more hands-on. We're just really going to just run through questions and some pills. But Walrus is, I think, a coin that you used to like. I don't know if you still like. Is that right? Would I be right in saying that?
It's one I've talked about. It's never one I've been like the craziest big on, but it's an option. It was a well-paying pool for a while. It's just not currently well-paying anymore in the way that you would
You,
expect from a higher risk token.
guess why? Because when we set up a toll booth, we're in the desert now. Okay, boom, toll booth. Mark, can we share screen? Okay, cool. So can you do Walrus? I'm going to show you how to do Walrus, but I'm going to show you my maybe you don't want to do Walrus. Turbo Finance is, I would say, bar from Cetus, your SUI kind of based ecosystem coins. The problem that we found recently with guys in our 10K fast track is they're not paying that well. Not that we're against them, but just with the opportunities you can find on VFAT. The same with Orica, by the way, not paying that well. Don't really like them that much. But you could still technically do it. But I want to show you the problem with doing Walrus, right? So if we are talking about Walrus, this is definitely going to be a one-sided conversation, isn't it, Parker?
What do you mean?
You know what I mean, bro. But that's absolutely okay.
You got the chart, bro. You got the chart.
Okay, so anybody in chat or anybody before Parker tells you the problem with this pool, Walrus slash SUI, okay, is really probably your only option, to be honest. Liquidity $10,000, volume, wow, $1,900. Does anyone know the problem? Joe, you asked this. What do you think the problem with doing Walrus? Because theoretically you could do Walrus right now, but what do you think the problem is with Walrus? Probably have some latency. Parker, do you want to tell him?
Yeah, that TVL is disgusting, bro. Disgusting.
I'll usually say disgusting is a good word. What do you mean by that?
It's too low. There's only $10,000 in there. Any amount of capital you put in is going to be a big chunk of that. You'll be exposed to some slippage, and also it's just showing you low trust value. How can we get significant volume coming through if we only have $10,000 in there? Just
Yeah,
not going to
and
work out.
I say that because again, I'm really trying to go home on my channel, at least for the guys that have 20 to 30K portfolios. This whole pool has $10,000 worth of like active people in here. I don't know if that's one guy. I don't know if that's 1,000 fucking small guys. That doesn't really matter. If you're trying to make the 10% per month on Walrus SUI, again, you're taking that next step. It's absolutely great that you're trying to do that. The issue here is we have literally no liquidity. Okay, you couldn't even fucking really enter this pool, and if you did, you would just basically suck it all. There you go. Okay, thanks. So again, Joe, okay, it's a good option if you have a small amount of money. Okay, it's not going to hurt you to do this, but what I would really urge you guys or urge you at home is just look at the numbers. What Parker? What's your minimum TVL you like? You always say 100K to like
I
500K,
say 100K. Yeah, there's
100K.
times I
So
dip lower, but I don't want 10K pools for sure.
if that says minimum, we're at like a 90% less than that, right? The pool that I have that I showed you guys on the screen, the Thailand pool, that has about 900 to 1 million, right? So you just got to do the maths. You just got to do the maths. It technically would work, but it will not be scalable unless we see some massive volume come in here before. I don't know what it used to be, but like just technically right now, this would be a pool that I wouldn't enter or I couldn't enter with any size. But yeah.
Yeah. I'd be looking to do it over on Cetus. Cetus is going to have about 500K, half a mil TVL in there. The problem is on a good range, the APR is about 40% a year right now, when previously, months back, it was doing like 200 something percent. So it's just a lot different market right now. It's still better than no cash flow coming in, and it reduces your risk to Walrus because you're exposed with SUI as well. But just keep in mind that 40%, it's more of a, you can get a better APR on something like Ethereum. So I wouldn't be buying this for the cash flow, but if you already have these tokens, it's a good spot to monetize.
Yeah. And that's a great point you make. A lot of guys have maybe said our yields are down, fees are down, etc., etc. You guys are thinking too short term. We need to start thinking about long term with our DeFi pools, at least for me, right? If we're trying to create something consistent, it's a lot better thing to look at month by month by month rather than day by day by day, to be honest, right? If you're still fine with like a 40 to 70% APY and you're absolutely okay with that, which by the way is fucking amazing, you're not going to find that anywhere else. Don't be a little bit sad if it drops 10%, and because it will some averagely go up. You just have to start thinking about this long term. And if you are still accumulating assets you like, or you're selling it out for cash, you're really still beating a hodler mentality anyway. So you're at least you're making the needle move forward. So the pool that I show you, if the yields drop to 70% per month, which is still fucking crazy compared to 140, I'm not going to flip flop. I'm not going to panic. It's still going to realistically hit my goals. But keep in mind, I'm compounding that as well to get more liquidity. So hopefully that makes sense. If your pool drops to like 10% APY and your goals was 100% APY, well, you can just leave. You can just find a new pool. There's many more pools that you can find, probably the same assets, but it's just about being smart and having a look. There's no lockups here, right?
Correct. You can withdraw anytime. Did you cut out?
No, bro, this is just.
I'm watching the delayed thing. I'm watching the delayed, bro.
Okay, cool. Let's move on. It's going to be one-sided, but we're absolutely okay.
You're not moving on, bro.
No, bro. I'm just testing you. Okay, he'll be in Thailand soon. We'll give him. He just needs some sun. He just needs some sun. He'll be absolutely fine. What I've noticed.
Fucking cave.
Don't worry. Me too, bro. And what I've noticed is once I set it up, it says monthly rewards are 2,500, but you hardly get 10 euros a day. Interesting. Thoughts on that?
I mean, it depends on the pool. There's definitely some APRs I've seen that they'll show something. Also, you got to keep in mind, what is it showing all day when you're not looking? If it's showing something at X price, it might actually be more averaging something else. That's why I always recommend spreadsheets. We always have our spreadsheet in our group so you can see that it's actually returned 80%. It's not doing 120. So you know these things and you can pivot and make changes. It's also, again, why we don't chase APRs, why we're opening a position and we're getting paid to open it. We're not opening it for the APR itself. We're opening for the assets and to monetize.
Yeah, just keep in mind that like
but I have
don't want
noticed
to say
a couple chains of positions. It's a little bit off.
yeah, you can be I don't want to say
Lately, it's a newer thing.
clickbaited. You can be clickbait a little bit, but if you're talking about 4 day, I want you to come and check it. Like you've only made $39, which is projected 177 off a 6.5. What I would recommend is give it maybe a couple more days. At least give it like we always say 1 to 2 weeks, and then if it's not actually paying what it says or it's nowhere near close, you can just move, bro. You can just move. I know $39 is probably not anything close, but you've only got 6.5K pool. At least you made some money. You can just swap pools, right?
Wait,
I think
put yours up real quick. Wait,
What?
put yours on screen real quick.
I'm not
No,
logged
put
in,
yours on
bro.
screen real quick.
I'm literally not logged in.
The VFAT? You just had it a second ago, right? Or put the screenshot
Yeah,
up?
but there you go.
Because I thought maybe they were talking about you, the $39. No, I mean, because you've claimed every day, right?
I've compounded every day.
Compounded every day? Okay, gotcha. Maybe he's talking about his own then. I thought he was talking about yours for a second. Because you've had this going for about 4 days, so I thought maybe he was talking about the same. My fault,
No,
my
he's
fault.
talking about his own. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Quiet and wrong. Let's see if you can fuck up one more time.
Me?
No, this guy, bro. Moving on.
Uh,
Yeah, so the caffeine is not working yet. Um,
it's not working at all.
do you think the entire population must exit the banks before the utility run? I don't know what you mean there, bro. To be honest, it's not really fucking like what does he mean? We're not really trying to talk about that. We're talking about how to set up pools, find pools for yourself. Do you have any thoughts on this before I keep going down with the pool question?
No, I just keep moving on.
Okay. So let's find some pools. Ethereum, Bitcoin, XRP. What do you want us to look at while we've got you here? Like, is there any specific assets you would like? I mean, Parker, what are you running right now? You're running a lot of Ethereum, I believe. What else? You're running a lot of Bitcoin. You're not really chasing the highest APYs. You're just trying to get more coins.
Bitcoins, chain links. I've got some Athena going. I mean, I've got the most boring bullshit. A couple
Yeah.
things like Brett in there, here and there, but yeah, mostly just boring shit. Monad.
Yeah. So again, this is why it always goes down to when we do like our 10K fast track calls. We just had one, I think it was an hour ago or so. The guy had a lot of coins, a lot of fucking coins, and a lot of headache, right? The difference between him was he was waiting for that bull run that never actually happened. And the problem was he needed income, but he also needed his coins to go up. And we gave him the advice of, hey, let's maybe sell some of these coins put them in strong assets that you already believe in. We found them a Bitcoin, what was that, Bitcoin BTC pool that he already had. But the problem was he was quite low in liquidity.
The
ETHUSDC.
Bitcoin to Cardano one, asset to asset.
Yeah.
Should I use stablecoin pools for assets to assets? I don't even know what that says at the end. What the fuck does that say? How am I supposed to read that, bro?
Ethereum USDC or Ethereum USDT? Doesn't fucking matter, bro. To be honest, what I would say, like, doesn't matter. Not really. Like, if you think USDT is going to go to zero when it's a stablecoin, and USDC has been a stablecoin for many fucking years, unless USDT goes to $5, hopefully you can see the inside joke there. It's not going to fucking matter. I would say find that, like, my range of mine is 38%, I think it is, or 38.5% on Ethereum USDC, and it's paying, what was it, 144% roughly, right? So if you can beat that on a wider range, and if that causes you to go down to USDT, do that. If you can't, just find whatever one works for you, right? It's literally the exact same pool. You just want to make sure you're maximizing ranges and you're finding a good TVL and obviously a good APR that makes sense for you. There's no difference in those pools by the numbers that you find.
I'm trying to decipher your chat.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, it's just throwing me off, bro.
Bro, this we gotta find higher quality people, bro. These guys are just spamming the same questions. Okay, look at that CLW Ethereum USDT on Ethereum TVL on APR high. Can I find that, bro? Can you help me find that, Parker? CL6. I'm not gonna find it like this. Is that a pool, bro?
CL60, yeah. Just look up ETHUSDT and we can find it's on mainnet, CL60.
Yeah, but is it a pool or a farm?
It's probably just the pool, but we can look at both.
Yeah, 2 seconds, bro.
I would imagine on mainnet it's probably
this one? Yeah, there we go. Okay. We found it. Wow.
CL60, I mean, is it the only CL60? He said USDT. Yeah, probably is that one. Yeah, good APR at a 30% wide range. I'd probably stretch that closer to 40. I like it a little wider.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing. I think you're the one that said it wasn't maybe paying as much as you thought, but give it a little bit more. You're talking about 4 days, not 4 weeks, right? So you could go to my pool. Mine is literally the same pool, but I'm on Monad chain. I don't know how much it's costing you to claim fees. My range is wider. I'm getting paid more. So again, it's not a competition. It's just about how do we maximize the same assets we have. This is the same assets. It's Ethereum and a stablecoin. You're getting paid less for a lesser range, right? Not that I don't like that. It's just like, okay, but we can move our assets to Monad chain and we can get paid more for wider range. It does both. And it sounds like this pool isn't actually paying you what it says it's paying you. So it might be better to swap around. Okay, you get to choose what you want to do.
It's not paying what it says it's paying?
Yeah, that was the guy that said, oh, you're not logged in today, bro.
Oh, I didn't realize it was the same guy.
Same guy.
Oh, I mean, your chat's fucking saying weird ass shit, man. It's a little confusing. I mean, make sure you're looking at the actual range APR and not the estimate, the overview at the beginning, because once you set your range, it's obviously going to be quite a bit different.
Yeah.
But I'm running some mainnet ones. My ETH ones on mainnet have been doing a-okay. The fees aren't too bad to claim. Yeah, it's been going good so far.
Cool. Let's move on. A lot of guys have questions about XRP. Let's just touch on that right now because, you know, there's so many XRP guys out there. This was the one that we were talking about on stream or on our live call before. It looks like is this one? No. Is it? Maybe. I don't know. It looks like the width is very tight though right now. But this is technically a pool that you could go on XRP against Bitcoin. That's paying a stupid amount. It's a tight range. You'd have to stretch this out like we did on the call with that guy. But again, it really just comes down to the title of this video is how to find pools. It's not about how to find pools. It's about how do I look at my current portfolio that I have. So you've already got your portfolio. So look at your active portfolio like now, and then just start typing on these assets, just like you would go to the fucking grocery store and just find pools and start deploying $50, $100. And as you start to like those pools and they start to pay you consistently, then you can scale in that pool. So it's not about how to find a pool. It's how to look at your assets you have, because you have different assets than me. Parker have different assets than you, etc., etc. So the best thing to do to really sum up the video or the title of this video is look at your active portfolio. There's a reason why we, have 140 guys in our group. And the first question I ask them is, What is your portfolio? Because I don't want to tell you what coins to buy. And then after their portfolio is what do you want to achieve in 6 months to 1 year? And then it's just plug in and play. Then it's super fucking easy. There's technical questions like what wallet should I use, etc. FYI, MetaMask or Rabi. VFAT is a platform that we mostly use to start out with. And then it's just plug and play. And like he said, tracking your spreadsheets. Is he on mushrooms? Me or Parker? I wish.
Yeah, I couldn't decide which one he was talking about.
It's an interesting one because mushrooms either makes you really high or really sad. So I don't know one. And we know he's really sad today.
Bro, I'm not even sad, bro.
So yeah, that's what I would do for XRP. I would either go XRP, USDT, USDC, or if you like this Bitcoin one, again, the APR is definitely inflated to fuck. I would not trust that. But what I would do and what we told this guy to do is just put a couple $100 in there. And if he likes it for a week, he could scale that into getting more XRP and more XRP and more Bitcoin, right? The other guy was ADA, right? That's the reason why I couldn't find it. It was ADA, wasn't it? Where was it?
ADA, it was farms. It was farms. CB ADA, CBBTC. You might have a filter filtering it out.
Can't find it anymore. Oh well.
Man, he must have went big.
He must have went big. He liquidated the pool.
The TVL just fucking blow up. Let me look on my end. What the fuck?
What should I do with AVAX? So AVAX is an interesting one. We like the AVAX chain. I've not looked at AVAX for a while. The last pool I did was a risk-free pool, was AVAX versus Black. You remember that one, Parker? That was an interesting one because I wonder if it's still here. It looks like it still is. Is the full range one still here? I don't know. Was it? I can't remember, but basically there was an AVAX / Black one and it was full range. The problem with Black is it went down so fucking much, but if you got in early enough, you would have made back your money on Black going down, right? If you're just talking about AVAX itself, what do you want to do with AVAX, right? Do you want to pair it against something? Like, what are you looking to do with AVAX? Is it AVAX USDC? Again, the first step I would give you guys, and it's the title of this video, is come on VFAT like I'm doing right now and type in AVAX. And then you have so many options. You have AVAX USDC, which is 1% wide range, pretty fucking terrible, but it's paying 1,500%. So obviously you want to make that wider and you're going to get a more realistic thing. But again, that's the first thing you need to do. What do you have in your portfolio? So you ask the right question. The second thing is to come on VFAT, type it in, and start looking what you compare your assets to. And obviously the third thing is just deploy and start tracking your spreadsheets and tracking how much you want to make. So good question,
Jake,
but the second question is go and sit further.
I've literally got a screenshot of it saying 31,000. I checked the pool ID and everything, and it's now, the TVL is just now that high. The TVL is now 1.8 mil.
He feel ported?
That's the same pool, bro. It's just bigger.
How does that make sense? That
I have
was
a
an hour
screenshot,
ago.
the exact same ID. Either it was quoting wrong at the beginning when we were first looking at it, or it's the same contract.
Okay. GG.
That's
I don't know if that's
actually
good or
insane.
bad. That is insane. What do I think
Dollars
about
money just moved
Sui?
in.
This guy asked this question at the same time. What do I think about Sui OG meme clown FUD the pug? There's pills and turbos. Parker, this is one for you, being the Sui lover. We'll do it.
What is it? I don't see the question on there.
FUD the pug. What the fuck is FUD the
Towards the
pug?
top. That was a meme coin that was big on Sui for a while back. I used to even have it tracked on TradingView, but after that thing hit like, what, 20 zeros in the price, I just quit watching that shit.
Is it just FUD?
It was kind of like Sui's Brett for a while.
Okay, let's actually be real here. I want to be real here. When we said assets are the most important thing, and again, this is no disrespect to the art of catching, but the only thing you're catching now is big losses. If we're trying to like be serious and like scale this long term, which is the goal of like mine and Parker's channel, for you to come in here for free and learn something where you can sit back and not really do anything, like you're basically putting all your hard work and money, if we can share screen, Matt, Mark, sorry, into FUD the pug. That's what we're doing. We're coming in here and taking our hard income The wife is moaning again, and you're sitting DCing to FUD the pug. Like, if we're just being real, do you think like the richest guys in the world are just fucking looking at this shit? Like, there's a reason why there's. I think Parker, you said it in this newsletter as well. There's a big separation between like the smart investors with DeFi pools that they don't touch this shit, compared to the other guys on the other side of the spectrum that need to touch this shit but don't actually need. Because the problem with FUD the pug is, is it's going to go to zero. Like, if we're being real, there's been pumps along the way, but let's be honest, if you put in all your money, you're down 96%. So there's no amount of liquidity pool that is going to beat 96% on the downtrend. And it's because you've invested in this. Like, this is some kid in his basement that's made this. And he's laughing and you're not, bro. Like, we've all been there. We've all got coins in our portfolio that we've took a gamble on. But like, the main point of this video is to get you guys set up to like the XRP pools, the Ethereum pools, the coins that we know and like and trust, right? We all know we don't like them. We all trust them, right? Wouldn't it be nice to create some income off those first and then putting FUD the pug down the line? Because if you're putting everything in FUD the pug plus doing it in a liquidity pool and it's not being a free bet, it's just going to be a lose-lose. So what do I think about it? Well, I don't need to think about it. I pull up the chart and I see 96% down, and I don't really need to know anything else because there's no amount of liquidity pool that's probably going to save you. Yeah, there's just nothing you can do like with these coins. We've probably lost them forever. Would you agree, by the way? So I'm on the same, like, would you agree? Like, do you not think it's better for guys to have good assets that they believe in, when for sure as your quotation goes, and then maybe do this shit on the side?
It's the problem of trying to squeeze every dollar out of the market, and then if they look back and they just would have held Bitcoin for the last 3 years, they would have done a million times better, but they've lost all their money gambling memes. Same thing with like girlfriend's brother. When he tried to get into crypto, I was telling him like, hey bro, just get Phantom, let's get you some Sol, you know, this and that. No, he wanted to get on Webull and trade meme coins, and the couple of grand he used no longer exists. And it's like, that's the whole game. Is he in crypto now? No. Am I? Yes, because I'm playing a different game. You know,
there
so
we go.
it's
That
just
that
people that don't have a lot of money to. Nah, bro, it's not. It's just people, they try so hard to turn $1 into 1,000 that they lose their dollar versus just investing their dollar and having it grow over time. It's just it's the nature of what we deal with in this space. It's like, that's why crypto has a bad name as a whole. It's because there's so many, like when I tell someone, they're like, shut up, bro. When they're like, what's your YouTube channel about? I usually say finance, because then they ask more specific questions if they want. And then I tell them it's crypto, and they're like, oh God, crypto? And exactly.
You're one of those
the reason
guys.
They have that taste in their mouth. Yes, the reason they have that taste in their mouth is because A, everyone they know that's in crypto is just a degenerate gambler that's buying Ponky and FUD the pug. And if they've tried it themselves, they probably did the same thing and they went broke. And then it makes us look like retards. But we're actually making fucking money and they're the retards. So it's like, I don't know. It's a losing fucking battle on the. That's why, what is it? It's ranked like one of the most unattractive fucking hobbies, isn't it? I think crypto. For men,
is it?
It's like worse than video games on the tier list that women say.
Like to a girl?
Because most of you guys doing this shit are fucking retarded, actually. Yeah.
Like, do you mean like to a girl if you go on a Tinder date and she asks you what you do, crypto, and she would go, ew? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, they did a big poll of like, tons of women, and like it was like number 3 on the list was like, if you do crypto, you're the most unattractive.
Have you had experience with that? Has that happened to you on a date?
No, but like people have talked to me and they ask me like, oh, what kind of finance is it? And if I tell them and they say crypto, they're like, oh God. And it's like, what do you mean, oh God? You don't even know. You don't even have any. You're broke. You have no money.
There we go.
You don't even know. You can't even talk.
It always takes about half an hour. What I would recommend, Parker, in future streams is to drink that caffeine maybe 30 minutes before, so it's not one-sided. But now it's kicking in beautifully. And here's the thing, right? The problem with crypto YouTubers is, and I have the same question, like, every single week I come here to get the haircut, whatever, right? It's just a 2-in-1 kind of job. And the guy said, oh, I found your YouTube channel, right? Because I was telling him I was doing YouTube. He was like, oh, how are you always here? Like, what are you fucking doing, right? And I told him the thing. So last week he found my YouTube channel, right? And the problem is, like, because we're not talking about meme coins, etc., because we're going more hard on DeFi, I try to explain him in that seat today what this is, and they immediately don't understand. They immediately, it's just like this next level. We're not talking about buying Bitcoin, buying FUD the pud. It's like we're trying to monetize our assets when we start talking about this. And then we just fucking lose them. Like, we will lose them even fucking more. So That's the problem with the stuff that we're trying to teach. We're trying to teach you not to gamble on meme coins, not to fucking put the mortgage on FUD the Pud, use the assets you have already to make an income so you can buy FUD the Pud for free. But as soon as you start telling that to normal people, I don't use the word normal there like badly, it's just like to people outside of crypto, it's like they don't understand what, like, people still think crypto is like XRP and Dogecoin. That seems to be the most thing. It's like Dogecoin, Elon Musk, and Bitcoin. That seems to be what only people ever say to me in the real world, right? When we try and explain this, what we're trying to explain to you guys, people get it or people just don't get it. They're on the kind of in between phase, right? The guys that get it know what it's doing. The guys that get it, I think last time in the Sunday stream, we've had guys, literally 10 or 15 guys starting to make the first $50 online, when other guys are just like, what the fuck are we even talking about here? There's that in between phase. So it's interesting you say that, because what we're talking about is so niche in crypto compared to like buying X coin and waiting for it to go up in 2026. Because that doesn't help you, because we don't fucking know.
Yeah, exactly. Chat here is asking on your ETH pools you're showing, is saying it's advertising 2K a month. What is it actually performing at, the rate so far? It's been like, what, less than a week? So do you know what that number is right now or no?
My pool, sorry, what is it? Somebody text me.
Do you know what your pool is performing so far? What is it, been like 3 or 4 days?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I look at mine in 7 to 14 days. So I'll give, like, we're thinking long term. I set up that pool 5 days ago and I've compounded every single thing. I think it's a little bit less than what's advertised, but I don't give a fuck. Okay, as long as it's making money on Ethereum USDC, which is the goal, like as long as it's making somewhat close to that, I don't give a fuck until 7 to 14 days, because I'm thinking about long term. I don't open a pool, panic in one day and be like, oh, I didn't get my $100 a day. I've only got 60. Like, I don't give a fuck about this stuff, bro, to be honest. But that's just me.
It's good to know. I have one that's wider than yours. It's on mainnet even, and it's doing what it's advertising. It's advertising about 62-65%, and it's performing exactly at that. So
yeah, and here's the thing: if mine is saying 144 and I'm only getting 90, wow, do you know what I mean?
You're still 50% more.
Yeah. My goal was to get at least 70 to 80% per month. It's projecting 144. I'm not going to be sad if it's getting actually 70 to 80% per month, but you're not going to know after one day. For most people, it takes, people say this as well, when you start a pool and you see nothing like the first hour, give it time, bro. Let it sit there a little bit. Don't panic and go out. Okay, so the whole goal for me is like 7 to 14 days.
He said chill, bro. I was just asking.
But I need but it pisses me off, I'm not going to lie. When somebody says, oh, the fee's not as advertised, I'm like, how long has it been? It's been 12 hours. Okay. I mean, just let it sit a little bit. Or again, it's the world's your oyster. You can just move pools to Parker's pool that's 70%.
But like, yeah, well, and so sometimes I will run like, okay, so for example, there's a guy in chat right now saying he's doing $5,000, should be earning 9, he earned 2. Okay, well, first off, it sounds like it's only been a day. But second off, I'll take, $1,000 and do like 3 or 4 test pools of the same pool, different places, and then I can see which one's actually performing where it should be. And just because one isn't on one day doesn't mean on average it's the better one. So the more time you give it, the more you'll see how it actually performs. It's all about pruning your business. Like for example, I still have 2 different Link USDCs. And the one on AVAX is saying lower all the time, but I actually perform a lot better than the one on mainnet a lot of the time. So it's like, you got to run both to be able to see the difference long term sometimes.
Here's a question for you with that caffeine starting to kick in. This is what will light you up. What's the best borrowing and lending platform? And what kind of strategies can you give to somebody out there?
The biggest one you can find. So I would probably recommend staying with Aave, and I would recommend staying on Morpho. Like the highest TVL you can find, basically. The best borrowing lending platform. It depends on the asset as well. There's some assets you can't do on Aave and Morpho.
Okay.
ETL60, ETHUSDT, a good pool. I mean, there's no reason it's not. What I would do is find ETHUSDT, as in just that. Quit looking for CL60. That one doesn't matter as much. That's just the range, the way the ticks work. Don't even look at that number. ETHUSDT, shop around, multi-chain, and find the same range on like 10 different pools, and then pick one that's the best. Make sure it's a high TVL as well. But like ETHUSDT is going to exist on like literally like 20 different chains and have like 5 different pools on each chain. So there's like literally 200 options. Search around, spend 10 minutes looking around, and then write down the ones that are winners, favorite them, and you go back and open a couple bucks in each one. Let it run for a couple months, irrelevant what I put in, but I just wanted to ask because of saving time. True, exactly. And that's a lot of where like in the group, like inside our group, it's like, hey, if I know this one's actually doing a true 90% and it's saying 140, 90% still better than the 60s. But yeah, I see what you're saying, Tim.
Yeah, and the Ethereum USDC pool, you have to. There's a question for you in chat, in Telegram. You have to ask yourself, what does it mean to be a good pool, right? What does a good pool mean for you? Like our best guy called Grant, best guys, and he's making the most money because he has the biggest portfolio in DeFi. He doesn't need anywhere close to 100%, right? So it's just really a mathematical thing, I would say. So is it a good pool? Has it got good TVL? Is it assets you like, which is obviously super, super safe with Ethereum USDT? And is it doing what it's supposed to do? If that's monthly income, if that's stacking Ethereum or whatever you want to do, if it ticks those boxes, then it would be a good pool. If it doesn't tick one of those boxes, ask yourself why it's not ticking that box, and then you could just move pool. So it's really just a yes/no answer. Is it fulfilling your goal? Is it ticking that box? And if no, well, it's not a good pool, or it's not a good enough pool towards your goal. So yeah, there's no really right or wrong answer. It's just really a math game at the end of the day, for it to be a good pool or not. That's what I would say. You get that, Parker?
I'm responding. It's all you. I'm responding in chat.
GG. So same guy. What happens if it drops out of range by like 10 to 20%? Can I just hold till it goes back in range, or do I lose a lot from holding? Again, that's a question we get a lot. This is why range is very, very important. At least when you're doing pools, you want to understand like how to, like my range on my Ethereum USDC one is 38%, which basically means, I think, I wish I would log in, but basically on the basic maths, it's like Ethereum can go to 3.55 or 3.6K on the low end. And this might be a little bit too complicated, but I'll explain it in a second. And I think Ethereum on the high end can go up to like 3 points, so like 2.6 to 3.8, right? That's my kind of range that I put up. So let's say you go out of range, which was your question, to the low side. You're going to be fully sold out to Ethereum, which would be good or bad. It depends what you believe in. And that's why we think, or we always say, hold assets that you like, because if you had Ethereum and you're fully sold out to Ethereum, it's not really a bad thing, because now you just hold more Ethereum while that price is low, right? Because Ethereum's worth less. So you could either hold it for a couple of weeks, like we always recommend, till it goes back in range. Most of the time it will. Or you would just rebalance if you want that cash flow. You would set newer ranges for a lower term. And the opposite is true as well. If Ethereum starts to pump, you're going to be fully sold out to USDC. Again, you take the profit, you reinvest somewhere else, or you rebalance. So you're not going to lose anything. You're going to lose the dollar value of your USDC because Ethereum's worth less in this example. The other thing you can do, which we tell a lot of guys to do, is find assets that correlate well. Maybe Bitcoin and Ethereum pretty much correlate pretty spot on, to be honest, somewhat. You could do them, okay, if you don't want to fuck around with ranges. Or just set wide enough ranges and just don't care about APR that much and play the long game. And if you come out of range, you come out of range. That's what I would say. Still responding?
It's like a 10 paragraph fucking question, bro.
Yeah. Can you show as an example in VFAT on exiting a pool? Well, I don't want to exit my pool, so I'm not going to show you that because I would have to re-enter. But if you just want to exit your pool, again, I would always say you do by doing. You go to the gym, you hit one fucking set of biceps and you leave. Well, how did you do that? You went to the gym. So what I would say to you is, if you have a pool right now, you personally, or if you've not got a pool, just set up a $10, $20 pool. Here's your homework. Ultra Justin 16. Set up a tiny little pool. And I'm guessing you're asking that because you maybe don't trust the pool, I'm guessing, or maybe you just don't know how. There'll be three options. There'll be number one, which is compound, which is maybe you earn $800 in a day. Well, that now goes to your liquidity. So your liquidity is more and you're going to spend more, right? Number two is going to be Harvest, which basically takes those fees $100 and puts it back in your MetaMask or Rabby. And then you maybe sell them or buy Bitcoin, right? You choose what you want. And then you're going to see a little down arrow, I think it is. And that would just be exit. That'll go back to your MetaMask and then you do whatever you want with the money. So I don't want to show you that because I don't want to exit my pool, but that's theoretically what would happen. And if you don't trust it, do it with $10. And if you exit, you can, there you go, you're done. I'm doing good. Thank you, Josh. How long do they last? Can they suddenly close on you and you lose your money? So I think I answered that when we talked about ranges there. It's not like a leverage trade. You're not going to lose your money. The only way you would lose, really, if we think about guys already have a cryptocurrency portfolio, is if you swap your good assets for FUD the pug. Then you would lose, in my opinion. Because you're taking good assets, you're buying a shit asset. Well, it's just mathematics. FUD the pug's down 96%. We're just being honest here, right? And then you're trying to monetize FUD the pug, chase APY, and if FUD the pug keeps going down, that's the way you would lose. Or you're cashed out because you're out of range, but then you would rebalance, or you would have that question again, like I answered that guy before. So hopefully that makes sense.
Bro, do
Do I
not be
watch
posting
videos?
that meme coin in my chat. Chill, bro.
We don't see the
Keep
chat.
her
What
out of
happened?
here.
What happened?
They're posting Sydney Sweeney coin. Chill out, bro. We don't need the chat gooning right now.
Is that a new one?
Yeah, what happened to the old one? What was the old one? Milk?
I have no idea. See, this is how like out of fucking fence I am with these meme coins. I have no idea what you're talking about. Is this like a new meme coin that's about a girl or
Yeah, I
something?
don't
Is
know.
that,
My
is that
my
what,
chat's saying look up the Sydney Sweeney token. Yeah, you don't know who Sydney Sweeney is?
no, maybe I do. Mark, do you know
Oh,
who Sydney
what?
Sweeney is? Do you?
What?
Maybe I do. How you spell it? I need to know now. It's
What do you
pretty
say? Of
annoying me.
course.
He said, of course. Well, maybe I do. I'm just not good with names.
He said, of course, man.
How do you spell it? Give me. This one? Why not? Bring it up.
Chat spamming Stewie, bro.
Who's this girl? What does she do?
She's just hot.
Is she old?
No.
She's a
Apparently,
hot,
there's another meme coin with her name, so chat wants us to run it, but no.
So was there any crypto
Stay
question with
strong.
this? Or was it just a new hot coin with the hot girl? Is that where we were at?
It's a new coin, yeah. Apparently so.
You know what the problem with that is? I know it's a bit of fun, but like we're completely missing the fucking purpose of this video. Like we're trying to buy meme coins or fucking girl coins to make 100x, right? Is that what they're saying?
Pretty much, is what it sounds like.
Yeah. Sydney Sweeney is never going to fucking go with you, bro. Just leave her alone, okay? She's fucking probably.
She doesn't even know who you are.
She doesn't know who you are, bro. She doesn't care who you are. You can
SYR.
buy her
I don't
coin.
even see that one on deck screener. I'm looking for you.
Don't go there, Jake. Okay, Josh Green. Do you watch videos of any other channels that talk about crypto?
I see it now.
Parker, do you? I have to give my thoughts on this
What's
so
that?
many times. Do you watch any other crypto channels bar from Jake Gordon? Is what he's asking.
I mean, no, not really. Most of them are just paid to tell you things. I mean,
That's
that's the reality. You start to realize, and you see through it, and you realize everything's just political. It's puppets. Everyone's paid to say something. So it's like I'd rather give my own message, and then you pay me if you want to work with me, than get paid by some random fucking exchange to hold your money, or some like random meme coin tell you to buy it, like type shit. So I mean, for me, I just once I've seen through that, and like I seen the other side of the game, it's like I just know who's full of shit, basically.
You spelled Pog wrong. It's
That kind of makes sense.
P-A-W-G. Yeah, I'm the same boat, man. In 2020, when I first started crypto, he spelled it wrong. He fucked up the meme. In 2020, it's P-A-W-G. In 2020, I used to watch a lot of cryptocurrency channels because I was getting started out. Good ones, bad ones, doesn't really matter. But what I can tell you, and this is not like to be rude to these guys, I'll never mention anybody's name, but like most guys that join our group have so many bad coins because they were watching the top 5 altcoin videos that I used to make like 1 year ago, and guys are still making them. What I realized for making those videos, yes, you can get 50,000 views, but like it doesn't fucking matter. It literally, none of these coins are going to do well, and if they do, it's just fucking luck, right? The
Chat
cryptocurrency
say
YouTuber
Crypto
ones,
Labs are nice guys. Yeah, exactly, because they push their own product. They're exactly. It's the same thing. We're talking about crypto YouTubers. Not that no, everyone in DeFi is pretty chill. Everyone's promoting a service and then they push coaching. Like everyone has the same message. It's just a little different.
because
We're talking about crypto YouTubers. It's different than
Yeah,
DeFi
yeah.
guys. Like I'm a
Like-
DeFi guy. Crypto guys chilling projects. Crypto Labs is chill. I love them.
And I'll tell you, I'll just give you the mathematics behind it, right? The guys that do the altcoin kind of videos, they need to make money off sponsorships and ad revenue, right? We've all been there, we've all done that. Like that's just the way it is. The guys that like us that sell a high ticket product, like we can't make any money from just like telling you to use VFAT and monetize your coins. We make no money, right? You can do it for free, and we urge you guys to do it for free. So the altcoin YouTubers, for them not to go back to their 9 to 5, they have to get paid by a sponsor. They have to chase 50K, 100K views, and we just refuse to do that anymore, right? We just refuse to do that. We'll play the long game because we want you guys to win. There's no amount of altcoin video that I can make right now for the top 5 altcoins because I could easily make it again, and I made it 100 fucking times, but it doesn't do anything. It literally does nothing bar when I check my YouTube studio and I see 50K views again or 30K views and I get fucking dopamine for 1 second. But it's a waste of time, and it's a waste of time for you guys watching this right now. So just be careful who you're watching with. We've had so many guys that joined our group with absolute shit coins. I said, why'd you buy them? Well, because he told me to. It just doesn't make sense. Like if you think about it, you're
Or just
just
think about all the
copying
guys
somebody
you know
else.
too. Like you were in a couple of group chats full of guys that were getting like banhammer videos and stuff like that. Remember? Because people,
Yeah.
you know, there's a lot of videos that were paid and they weren't marked as paid, and everything's promo and everything is you're getting 10K this video, 20K this video, 50K this video, and you don't realize. So just watch the videos. Like at least like with the DeFi niche, you know the end objective is to get clients. So like you know that we're giving value here and you can get even more value inside. And like the game is obvious like what we're looking for. There's no hidden agenda where I'm getting paid 20K and I'm saying, oh yeah, this is the pool you need to do. Buy this coin in this pool, and da, da, da. Like I'm never gonna say that. I try
It
to be
would be
very
nice if it would be nice if VFAT paid us, but they don't need to. But it would be nice. I wish VFAT would pay us, but they don't pay us, right? So we don't get paid
Oh,
for
hey, if
anything.
Aave wanted to pay me 10 grand a month, talk about Aave, that'd be the easiest deal in the world. But they don't need it.
Yeah. And just real, I went from like $7K on ad revenue when I used to post these videos to like $200. Do you know what I mean? So like that's the difference, right? I went from 7K, which was like nothing to what I was usually making these altcoin videos, to $200 a month, right? That's just the maths, and I can promise you, we all know who we're talking about. The guys getting 50K, 60K, we all know them. They're getting that right now because they haven't built like a sort of business off this. And that's just the way it is. But again, we don't urge you guys to buy. You guys can just take this away for free. But we know 1% will buy, and that's just the game we're playing. But we're also using pools for income. Most of these guys are talking about the top 5 altcoins are bleeding hard right now. Because look at all the last 10 videos they've made. Aether, fucking Render, fucking all these coins are all down. So they need to keep playing the YouTube hamster game. And that's just, we don't want to play that game. Or at least I don't want to play that anymore. So I don't watch any YouTubers anymore, or crypto YouTubers, to be honest, because I don't have time.
Just watch more mindset stuff, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, who would you recommend to watch? What's your top 5? We're not even talking about crypto here. Like, I watch Alex Hormozi, I watch Sam Ovens, like business kind of stuff that can help me scale what we have going here. That's who I'm watching right now. But it's not going to be a crypto YouTuber
A lot
telling me
of
what
business
coins
stuff,
to
some
buy.
mindset stuff. The only like DeFi guys that I really like watching for the most part is like I do like those Crypto Labs guys. They're freaking good.
Yeah.
I like what they say. I agree with a lot of their message. A lot of the other guys are more just like stablecoin focused and stuff like that than DeFi niche. I try to do a little bit of everything. So it depends on what you want. I like the more mindset stuff too, like Tony Robbins, stuff like that. I really think that has a good impact on you. And like, yeah, not really any brain rot stuff.
Okay. A lot of questions coming now about what does leverage mean in liquidity pools that have 10% range and it says 20.44x.
He's just doing a tight range. And it's weird wording. It's not really leverage. It's just how concentrated your liquidity is compared to like a full range pool, basically. Something like that.
Okay. Could you show us in VFAT a good pool to enter or a couple? Bro, we've showed you so fucking many. Like, how about you give me your assets? You're missing the main purpose of the vid. Because if I tell you to buy Sydney, what was her name? Sydney Sweep, and I say, oh, there's a fucking great pool over here, guys. You're going to sell your Bitcoin to invest in Sydney Sweep, bro. So you're missing the message. What I would like you to do is mention. Go on.
Oh, chat saying, is it a stupid idea to make a community wallet where people can actually track the movement, the price, all that? That's kind of the plan with the Thailand wallet, to have like a big demo and make a big video over how to do it. That's kind of the plan with that. If I think we're going to try to put that to 100K, right, Jake, and just show how that works.
Yeah, I mean, I'll 10x it if you want. But the problem is, I like this pool so much, it's going to be hard to find. It's going to be hard to find other ones, right? But my whole goal when we get in Thailand in like a week or something, I'm going to scale that up to 100K just in fresh liquidity. But the goal is to maybe have 3 to 4 options. Not that you guys should copy just from somebody showing you this reel, because that's another thing. A lot of guys don't show you them actually doing it, which was a big problem to me, especially in the altcoin videos I used to make. Now, I've shorted my portfolio since 2020 and 2021. The highs, the low, the HBAR round trip that somebody mentioned there twice, like I've shared it all. Wins, losses, doesn't really matter. But yeah, we're going to share maybe 2 or 3 more pools in that portfolio, I would say, for 100K. Maybe, something around that. I don't know how many pools you want to do, but something around there.
Yeah, he said, what do you think about the community wallet tracking? I think that's the point. We're going to just blast that one on YouTube and just show the performance of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that the biggest gulp I've ever heard? Is that on your end? What the fuck was that?
I don't know, bro. I'm dry mouth, bro. You see, how much has he woken up with that caffeine, bro? Mark, he's so much happier, bro.
No, that was the loudest gulp, bro.
Go back to the start of the stream, bro. You need to fucking time your caffeine better, because you are fucking awake now. If you watched the first part of their stream, bro, you were fucking
Can a
sad,
dude
bro.
just be tired, bro? Can a dude just be tired,
You just woke up.
man?
You're going to Thailand in 4 days.
Yeah, bro, I'm not ready for that
You're
flight.
going to fucking mastermind, $14,000 mastermind, bro. We lost money in that. Like, what? We got the sun, everything, bro. Get fucking happy, bro.
Yeah,
Your
the goal
sleep
with the
schedule's gonna be
Thailand
fucked.
one, Tim, is to like show it, to like show the numbers, show what's being earned, and then also show like what we're spending as well. So we're trying to show like how that can compensate for like what we're doing. So it's we're gonna figure it out. We're playing it by ear, gonna put it together, try to do because I haven't seen anyone do that. People will show you the pools, but no one's showing you like, hey, this has made me only $80 today, and I need to spend 60. This is what it looks like afterwards. Like we're trying to do like a whole thing. So it'll be cool
Yeah.
without
He is
giving
a
everything
test
away.
dummy. Yeah. I bought all the way from September till now. I thought I bought the dip, but I'm now down all. This is a great fucking statement. It's not a question, but this is exactly why we do these videos, right? So you've got some guy that's bought all the way from September, October, November, December, January, almost February. So 5-6 months, and you've lost 50%. What do you think about that, Parker? Before we really tied on
I
this
mean, if
message.
you bought in September, you're definitely down 50%, if not worse.
And this is the point.
He bought in. He bought until now, but the whole point is like, a lot of our stuff's down too, but we're printing money out of it. So then when we return, if slash when, we're at a much better place than we even were when we were first buying, and we're printing down here. So you just break even on the way down, you try to offset that loss, and then you could also use shorts and stuff like that. Guys in chat keep talking about delta neutral; they want to see it. It's really not as complicated as people make it seem, I don't think. But yeah, I mean, it's just how to make money no matter what's going on.
Yeah, so you're the perfect candidate for somebody that, not telling you to do pills, right? But like the whole point of doing pills, let's just say you did pills in September, right? So you have the HODL portfolio, which you have right now that you're down, your $10,000 is worth $5,000 for basic maths. It doesn't matter what coins, it doesn't really fucking matter. You're down 50%. That's the maths, right? And your goal is to probably 2 to 3 to 4, God knows, maybe 10x it, right? Well, it doesn't really matter, right? But the whole goal is right now you're down at 50%. So just imagine in the world if you took our advice, not what you should do, what you could do. You have pills for 6 months. I don't know how much it would make you, it depends on your coins, etc. But you would have slowed down your loss dramatically because you would have been cashing out to buy cash, or not cashing out to buy cash, cashing out to pay your bills, whatever. Or you would have deced in coins all the way down, and they could go down even further, where you've subsetted your loss, right? So this is what we were really trying to teach. It's for the guys that don't want to be hodlers forever. It's like, even if your coins go down, which is obviously not ideal, but you're going to have that along the way, right? You get to buy for free at cheaper prices, so your loss would maybe, I don't know, the math would be, it might be only 20%, 25% down. But when those assets hopefully go back up, if they're good coins, when those do happen, you have way more coins, way more appreciation. That's what we're really trying to teach. Hopefully that makes sense, because you're at 50% loss. Now you have to double that to get back to break even. But that could take another year. It could take another 6 months. It doesn't really matter. The difference is we're trying to create income and buy coins for free while you're sitting there on the side being a hodler.
No argument there.
I mean, that's just reality. It just takes away the stress. Okay, we've got 2 minutes left. In two more, we always do 2 more interesting questions. 2 more interesting questions, and we got to bounce.
How do you check a pool for tax purposes? I would just use something like CoinTracker or Coinly. You can make edits and stuff to it too if something doesn't look right. But I mean, taxes are going to be different country to country.
I guess you already chose one of our lifelines. That was a lame question, but okay. Next.
No, okay,
Last
no,
question.
my bad.
That was no. We got to take. We got to. That was the lamest.
I just read the
question
first
ever.
one.
Yeah, because the answer is always the same. He's scrolling in something, but I can't see it. I'm so blind. Can you bring it up, Matt? Mark, sorry. Parker, can you read that? I'm so blind. Okay, I got it. Can you read that, Parker?
Question: I'm in a Radium liquidity pool for Render Solana. I noticed my initial crypto deposit to pool lowers. Am I losing that asset? Like, as in the value goes down? I mean, you got to think you're putting inventory together of Render and Sol. If they go down in US dollar value, the US dollar of your pool value is dropping as well. Like, that's what we say. The biggest risk is the asset you choose, because if Render cuts in 50%, well, a lot of your pool value is going to go down because you have a store full of Render that you can't sell for shit now. You know what I'm saying? So that's just, if you think of it like that analogy, it starts to make a lot more sense.
Yeah, and that's really what I would say. Asset pools that you like, even if the assets go down. I mean, Not that the asset's bad. It's like, okay, well, you've really got two options. If you're still in range, let's just say on a pool, you're buying the assets that are going down, so you're slowing down your loss. But if they do, and if they go up, I think you said render. I still believe a render. It's going to maybe take a while because Bitcoin's having a whoopsie doopsie, but like you're getting more render, right? And you can decide what really coins you want. There's a reason why this video is called "There's hundreds of pools." There's thousands of pools. There's probably millions of pools because there's millions of fucking coins. So you guys get to decide. The world's your oyster. You choose the coins. You plug in and play here. And there's no right or wrong strategy. But the best strategy that we found with over 140 members is choosing the blue chips, the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, maybe the XRP for you, and then scaling down the line to maybe you can buy FUD the Pug. But if you're starting with FUD the Pug, you're gonna have a rough fucking time in crypto, to be honest.
If I'm out of range for 6 months, let's say, do I constantly lose money over that 6 months or just the value of the crypto? Let's pretend it's Jake's ETHUSDC example. If you go out of range to the downside, you're holding just Ethereum. So it's just like holding spot. Nothing's changing. It's just like if you're holding spot Ethereum. So if it goes down in value, then you still own the same amount of Ethereum, but it's going down in dollar value. Vice versa, it'll go up and down. It'll fluctuate. You're just making no money and you're holding just the one asset. If it goes out to the upside, you're holding all USDC. So you're not making money, you're not losing money, you're just holding cash. So it's just, it becomes what it is there. So it's good to set wide ranges so you're not stuck to cash too early.
That it?
Yeah, it's all right. You don't got to roast them too hard.
It's been a pleasure, guys. See you next time. Maybe in Thailand, maybe here. Depends if my plane arrives, I guess. Pleasure, Parker. Pleasure, guys. GG.